It's a beautiful day for a newspaper. A beautiful day for a paper. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my subscriber? Howdy ho, friends and neighbors, and welcome to another episode of View from the Couch podcast. I'm your host, Doug Zelina, joined as always by Kristen Laughlin. Kristen, what we got coming up this week?
Big show today, Doug. A lot of excitement behind it.
Yeah.
We're going to have Breken Brezden on the show. I have a question. I'm not going to reveal it now, but I have a question that I've wondered for years when it comes to figure skating. So I'm going to hold off.
Okay.
People can tune into the interview, and it'll probably be one of the last ones because I know you like to ask all the questions. We're looking forward to that. So we'll see her in the third segment, but we should mention Jeff Gilroy's our producer. Thanks again, Jeff, for all the hard work that you do here behind the scenes.
Jeff, work?
Yeah, rarely, but it happens.
Very rarely.
I'm wearing my Dauphin Herald toque today, Doug, because it's been very cold out the last few days.
It has.
And the coldest night of the year, we did do shows on that last year, but that's not till February. So I'm sure that'll come up down the road. But, I mean, not too much really to talk about. Last week's poll question was, are you satisfied with Canada's display at the World Cup? Because they're now officially gone. Yeah. They were gone last week, but we were waiting to play Morocco. And as of right now, they're actually the only team to score on Morocco. Morocco beat Spain earlier this week to advance to the next round. Actually, both teams in Canada's pool advanced. So, but we can talk about that in the second segment. We got a ton of local stuff to talk about, Doug. And like I said, it's an exciting show today. Do you want to quickly just sum up with Breken Brezden what's going on there now? Why we're having her on the show and everything like that?
Well, she's had a tremendous season skating this year. We tried to get her on earlier, but based on her training regimen, we couldn't get her on. She finally taken a week off after qualifying for Skate Canada Nationals in January in Oshawa. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that and how her training is going. And, it's looking forward to it.
Yeah. And as always, it will be one of the highlights of her career to this point being on the show. But we'll mention that to her when she comes in. Just recapping last week, Doug. We'll start actually in the football side of things because I know you had a good time at the awards for the. What was the meal? Did they have a meal?
Yep.
What was the meal? Where was it first off?
It was at the 8th Avenue Hall.
Okay.
Ukrainian Orthodox Auditorium,
yes.
I believe is the official name.
You're right.
Everybody knows it as the 8th Avenue Hall. Catered by Chicks. They had a salad, pierogies, meatballs and gravy, and chicken, fried chicken.
And you enjoyed it?
Yep.
That's good.
I've never known Chicks to cater a bad meal, so.
No. Oh, no, yeah, that's a shoo-in when you have them involved, no doubt. So how'd the awards go?
Good.
The Clippers have a ton of awards that they hand out every year.
They did, and in between awards, they had kind of a trivia night with the players and parents involved. So if you got your question right, you got a prize. They had various prizes from local businesses around the community. So that was fun. And it was a great evening overall.
Just I'll run through them quickly here. Matthew Zerba, he won the Norris Aiken Memorial Award, and that's presented by Aiken's daughters, Joan Nadolny and Beth Monson.
And incidentally, Matthew also won the league Norris Aiken Award. So, and Joseph Lopez won the league most outstanding defensive player.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them both.
Well, and obviously, and I mean, when you win it for the league, your team better give it to you, or your team's not going to look that great. So he won it for the team. Most improved from last season, Oliver Dandino. Most improved during the season, Kyle Lundstedt. Damon Niepenak won the most outstanding player on the defensive line. Offensively, it was Lopez and Scott Gower. The offensive line was Sully Fox and Owen Tashinsky. Mitchell Rawlick, Rookie of the Year. It was really fun to watch him actually at center all year for the Clippers. So he was there. The Wellborn Family Dedication Award went to Gower. The Coaches Award, Liam Jameson. Best first-year player, grade 11 or 12, was Josiah Seal. Special Teams Most Outstanding Player, Austin Semchishin. Playoff most outstanding player was Lopez, and Ron Ricketts Family Award went to Rob Tompkins. The one big question I have for you, actually, we should mention too, players voted for their choice of each award, and then the coaches made the final decision, which I like that little hybrid way of doing things there. The big question, though, did Jason Elf wear shorts that night?
No, he did not.
Okay. He'll be wearing
or
shorts
did he?
this week. When it's,
That was last week. You expect me to remember?
Well,
Come on.
You remember the meal. You remember the meal.
Well, yeah, that's a meal. I mean, come on.
You pigeonholed yourself there, but nonetheless, it was a good season. We've talked about multiple times. Good season for the Clippers. Always fun high school football in town.
And with like over a 40-man roster, they're gonna have a solid nucleus back next year. So
when do they not though? Like that program has always been. I've never seen it have a bad year. A bad year for them is like losing in the semifinals like they did this year, and that's not really a bad year. Okay, let's move to the hockey scene now. There's, again, lots of stuff going on right now in the hockey scene, Doug. Dauphin Kings are struggling big time here. Coming into the week, they've lost 4 in a row. They play Portage on Wednesday. In Portage, that'll be a tough outing. I guess these next few games between now, the Christmas break, and early on in January, they're going to be pretty key in determining whether the Kings will be a buyer or a seller at the trade deadline. Yeah. And they're not off to a great start right now, but hopefully they can turn that around.
Oh, they've had a lot of player turnover. With the December 1st deadline where you have to get down to 25 cards.
Yeah.
Several players were shipped out, several brought in. Whenever you have that kind of turnover, I think somebody said it was like a 9-player turnover. Mm-hmm. So whenever you have turnover like that, it's going to take some time to build the chemistry again, for the players to get used to each other. It didn't help when two of their key defensemen, Anthony Bax and Aiden Brook, were suspended for Saturday's game. Of course, that resulted in local product Cohen Smigelski making his Kings debut on Saturday, called up from the Lundar Falcons of the Capital Region Junior Hockey League, Junior B. Jacob Brook, a forward, ended up dropping back to play defense on Saturday. And so it was a bit of a makeshift lineup on Saturday. And 4 losses in a row. The offense is struggling. They've only scored 5 goals in those 4 games. So it's going to take some time. But like you said, they're going to be in tough against Porters. But they play the Winnipeg Freeze on Friday night, and Swan Valley back-to-back to end the Swan Valley back-to-back, and then Wayway. All 3 games at home. So they'll head into the Christmas break after that, and hopefully they can go in on a positive note.
Yeah, so you mentioned 6 defensemen they have right now. Yep. On card, Cohen Smigelski can be on a Junior B card, which means they can call him up. He can play 10 games.
Yeah, he can play 10 games.
Until that team is eliminated from playoffs, whether their season ends and they miss the playoffs, or they go into the playoffs and lose to whoever.
Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, games this weekend. The Freeze on Friday in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Back home, Tractor Lotto game Sunday versus Swan Valley. As we're doing this show, they're actually sold out of 3-packs for the Tractor Lotto. They're just down to single tickets. 50-50 right now on this day is at over $50,000. And, of course, they got the lawn tractors, too. So go to tractorlotto.com if you want to buy tickets there. Parkland Rangers, Doug, decent weekend. This is a big one coming up, though, this weekend.
Yeah, well, the Rangers have been picking up points lately. They're 3-2, 1-1 in their last 7 games. And because of that, they've climbed to within 6 points of a playoff spot. So good on them. This weekend is going to be huge because Eastman Selects are holding down the 8th and final playoff spot. And that's who the Rangers play Saturday, Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
In Beausejour. Eastman had a 7 or 8 game losing streak not long ago. They've won 3 games in a row since then. So, they're going to be tough. But the Rangers, if they can keep playing like they have been lately, there's no reason why they can't come out with 2 wins.
Yeah.
And in case you're wondering, the Rangers are 11th in the league. They have Interlake and Kenora in between them and Eastman. So Eastman could very well have dropped out of the playoff spot, and either Lightning or Pistols could have moved up. So it's a bit of a logjam down at the bottom of the league, but that's what you like to see.
Yeah, if you're the Rangers, I think you got to win at least one of these games this weekend.
Yeah,
and I mean, there's still a lot of games left, but I think this is. I'm not going to say it's their season, but it's pretty close to it. Like if you lose both these games and you really drop off, you have to win at least one, I would say. And I think like you said, I think they can do it. Southwest's ahead of Eastman. They just beat Southwest, so like I don't see what an issue is there.
Yeah.
It'll come down to consistency and playing well in Beausejour, like you said. So
in this league so far this season, any team can beat any other team, except for Brandon. They've lost twice, I think, in both games to the Bruins. But every other team can beat any other team. So.
Clipper hockey, they struggled. It sounded like at the Victoria Inn tournament. I don't know if you would call it that, but
well, they faced some teams they never played before.
It's a rough schedule, too, at that tournament. You play 2 games in one day.
Yeah, so they ended up losing in the B-side consolation, I guess, or B-pool consolation. The way it works is you're put in a 3-team pool. You play your 2 games. The top team in a pool, in each pool, are reseeded. Pool A is the first-place teams. B pool is the second-place teams, which is where the Clippers were placed after going 1-1.
Yeah.
And the third-place teams in the first pools were grouped together. And Clippers ended up in the B pool. They lost their first game and then lost the second game in a consolation semifinal to Portage. So, but even though the results may not have been what they wanted, they still picked up some great experience. Hopefully, they learn from these games and come back and keep on rolling the Westman High School Hockey League.
Mm-hmm. Just one game for this weekend as they get back into play for, like you said, the Westman League. They play Verdun on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a home game, so you'll be there signing autographs. They do enter the week first, and they're still 1 point up.
Yeah.
So they're in first to start the week, but we'll see how things pan out this weekend. And then one other thing, just a quick mention, there's another hockey tournament back in town, Doug. It's the Dauphin Co-op U15 Silver Smash Hockey Tournament in town this weekend. So I know you really love the hockey tournaments in town, so I'm sure you'll be over at that at some point on probably Sunday. I'm assuming the tournament will end right before the Kings game.
I have as much as I would love to cover minor hockey this year, I just don't have the space for it.
Yeah,
so.
It's true. It's lots going on.
Good luck to all the teams. Hope you all have fun.
Yep, no doubt. So unless you got anything else, Doug?
Well, I would like to make mention of the Perry Bergson, good friend, former Herald employee.
Yeah.
He did a story last week on 4 players from the Brandon Wheat Kings who did a remarkable job. They were driving down, I can't remember what street, or they were crossing the bridge. And they saw a man who was on the ledge. And he was having some bad thoughts, contemplating jumping, but these 4 players, maybe you can find their names.
Oh, look, keep going.
They ended up talking him down. They called the cops. Police showed up, helped bring him down, and hopefully he's getting the help he needs. So quite the heartwarming story for 4 major junior players to help out in the community like that.
Calder Anderson, Nolan Ritchie, Jake Chasen, and Ben Thornton. Those are a couple of those names known really well.
And apparently the story is getting international attention. So great to see. Congrats, boys.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? That is a good story. Know Perry very well. See him he's up on Dauphin all the time. There's a curling tournament or something like that. So
actually, there is something else.
This is a long segment, but we said this shows next segment will probably be pretty short, and then we've got Breken Brezden coming up in the third segment. But what's your final thing here in this one? Can't be a fun fact.
If it ever pops up.
You need a new phone.
I just got it upgraded.
The Wheat Kings are hosting their teddy bear toss night this Saturday, too. 7 o'clock they take on Spokane. So, teddy bear toss nights are pretty popular right now. The Calgary Hitmen just had theirs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people went to that. So.
Okay, it's not showing up, so we'll save it for next week.
Okay, you can save it for next week.
Yeah. So that's it. We'll be right back.
This is where the DJ talks. Don't say anything. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beauty, go.
Welcome to the Dauphin Marketplace Mall. I'm Mike Gavin, mall manager, and we at the mall mean welcome. We provide goods and services for all your needs when it's convenient for you. That's why we're open 6 days a week and Thursdays and Fridays till 9 p.m. We want you to feel welcome. So thank you for coming to the mall, and you're welcome.
And welcome back to Views from the Couch podcast. This week we're delving into the World Cup a bit.
Yeah.
Canada, of course, losing all 3 games. What did you think of their performance?
I mean, like everyone's like, oh, let's score a goal. I mean, that's kind of a weak thing to say. Like if you had said that for like the World Junior Hockey Championship for Team Canada, you would just roll your eyes, right? And I know it's different. I know hockey and soccer aren't the same. I guess good on them for scoring a goal. I mean, you had to accomplish that at some point if you want to have success at that tournament. So, good for them again. But, I mean, hopefully in 2026 they can show up and have a tournament that they actually move on through the round robin. I think, like, considering the pool that they were in, and now that we're a little deeper into the tournament, though, they can kind of be proud of themselves because Belgium didn't get out.
No. And
Croatia and Morocco not only got out, but they both advanced in the 16. Morocco beat Spain in penalties, 3-0. And Croatia won their game against Japan. So, and I mean, you more so expect Croatia to win that. But, I mean, the fact that Morocco, I believe, was ranked lower than Canada in the tournament. Like Canada was expected to finish 3rd in the pool, and obviously they finished 4th. But I'd say it was. I mean, that's why you play tournaments. Though. Yeah. There's always surprises, and
yes, Canada lost. Yes, they finally scored a couple goals, but ultimately, Canada just doesn't have the experience. I mean, hopefully they will learn from this. Hopefully they can figure out what they have to do to improve. Because I mean, this was the first time, 36 years that Canada has been in the World Cup. So
86.
You're not going to find success right off the hop.
No.
I mean, they had. I looked up Canada's history with the 3 teams in their pool. Canada and Belgium have only played once before this year. That was back in 1984. Belgium won 2-0. The game against Croatia was at the World Cup this year was the first time Canada and Croatia ever played. And Croatia was the runner-up at the World Cup last year. So, yeah, of course you're going to expect Croatia to win. This year's game against Morocco was the 4th time the 2 teams have played. So if you were expecting Canada to advance to the round of 16, that might have been a bit of a dream. But now that they have this experience, I think they could set a goal for winning a game in 2026. Maybe winning 2 games. Who knows?
Winning a game, though, in the round robin puts you in a pretty good spot to move on, really.
It does, but it's going to be
Yeah.
tough. I mean, these are the best
Oh, yeah.
soccer teams in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing is going to be a gimme.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to be tough, but hopefully they will, like I said, they will learn from this experience, work on the areas of the game where they need to work on. Communication is the one thing. I didn't watch the game, but reading reports, that was one thing that cost them against Morocco. So, hopefully they can keep working and keep training and come back better than ever in 2026.
So the poll question today, who do you bandwagon now? Who do you want to win the World Cup now? Teams left: Netherlands, Argentina, Croatia, Brazil, England, France, Morocco, Portugal. I like Brazil. I've always loved Brazil, and I watched that game they played against the Korea Republic, and they just like toyed with Korea the entire time, and it was kind of fun to watch them. I'm really excited to see that game between England and France on Saturday.
Wow,
that'll be really
you
good.
want to talk about history?
Yeah, there's some
not
history.
only between the soccer teams, but the countries themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Like, that's like Canada, Russia playing in the World Juniors, right?
Exactly.
So,
Actually, even more so, because even before sports
for sure,
were invented, I mean, all the wars between the two.
Exactly. So, who do you pick to bandwagon? I'll go with, I mean, Brazil's probably the favorite. I'm kind of going to bandwagon Morocco now because they're kind of the Cinderella story that everyone had hoped Canada would be. I think I'm going to want Morocco's going to play Portugal in the next round. So.
I don't know. I think I might hop on England's bandwagon.
Yeah.
They haven't won in a long time. So
True. I wouldn't mind seeing them go deep at least for sure. So that's your poll question today. You can weigh in the comments. Who are you cheering for in the FIFA World Cup now? With all the teams that are left, they're into the final 8 this weekend. Friday and Saturday are the, I guess you'd call them quarterfinals at this point. NHL. Doug, not too much going on for the Jets. They still are in second place in their division. They're going to close out this week with games in St. Louis tonight. They're in Chicago tomorrow, and then they're home to Washington on Sunday. So that's what's going on with the Jets. Yeah, they're finally getting busy now. Don Flanagan was really fired up about how their schedule was very quiet, and now it's going to pick up, and he's worried that there's going to be injuries now. So he's pretty fired up over that. But the Jets are finally every other night now, basically. So that's what's going on there. Nothing really funny about the Leafs lately, but what NHL-wise, is anything you want to talk about?
There's a big hit. Jacob Trouba laid out, I can't even remember, at Thanasu or something like that.
The Rangers, right?
Yeah, Rangers in Chicago. It was a clean hit. I mean, you could see, there was a photo I saw, you could see Trouba had his arm down, he was leaning his shoulder into Thanasu, who had his head down. It was a clean hit. Trouba did not target the head. Thanasu was crying about it to the media, saying he's making $8 million and 0 goals. Like, what are you doing on the ice?
He's a D-man, though.
Trouba's been one of the best hitters in the league for a few years now. There was no reason to cry about it. I mean,
that's the problem the game's going to right now is like there's a big hit. It doesn't matter if it's clean or not. It's a big hit, and then it's like everyone's like, if a player goes down and is like somewhat injured or looks like they could be injured, it's like everyone's got to jump in and fight. Just respect it.
In the old days, when there was a big hit, take the guy's number and get him back later in the game.
Yeah, or hope your teammates do that if you're hurt.
Yeah,
right.
And Jonathan Taves did step in, but I'm sorry, if you're going to drop the gloves, swing some punches. Yeah. All Taves did was seatbelt the guy, seatbelt Trouba.
Yeah. It
was a hug fest there more than a fight. Yeah. And when that happens, give him 2 minutes each for roughing. So I was not impressed with Thanasu's comments afterwards. And,
you look at the hit too; it's clean. Like it
was.
And Luke Shen with the Canucks there the other night against Montreal, same thing. He hit a player behind the net, and the puck. He just passed the puck like within. It wasn't even a long time. He couldn't call it. He couldn't. It wasn't near charging or anything. Just had his head down.
Yeah.
And now
the player he hit was Slavkovsky, the first overall pick
Yeah, that's right.
in the draft last year.
Young kid, like keep your head up. Like that's what
He'll
they
learn.
say, right?
He'll learn.
Yeah. So
But at least he didn't go crying to the media about it. So,
not yet, at least. Yeah. But
yeah.
there's your NHL stuff. So we're going to take a break then, Doug.
Yeah,
And
we'll be right back with Breken Brezden.
Sports. Local stars. Excitement. Hard hitting. The home team. Dedication. Champions. Darren Millard. Pulse Sports.
Making it work. Making it work. Late night.
And welcome back to a View from the Couch podcast. I've been screwing that up all day.
that's okay.
We got a special guest. Finally, we wanted to bring her on earlier, but because of her training, she couldn't make it. Finally joining us on the couch, Breken Brezden. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm happy to be here.
So you've had a busy schedule already this summer, this fall and winter.
Yep.
Do you ever get any time off? Because I know you were in a couple competitions in the summertime, like August.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, since I'm doing 3 of my courses online for school, I don't really go to school in Hamilton. I just kind of go on my computer and I do my schoolwork, and so I guess any time that I'm not catching up with my school stuff is free time.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
What do you think?
when did you start skating?
I started skating when I was around 4 years old. My parents put me in hockey skates. Well, my dad did first because he's a hockey player. And yeah, we would go out. We would go on like the outdoor rinks, and then I got signed up for Can Skate with Donna. And almost like immediately, she said, "You got to put this girl in figure skates instead," because, well,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think I'm really built for hockey.
Okay, so now obviously Donna Kemp Drysdale has been a key figure in your
For
early
sure.
years, especially.
For sure.
How much of an influence has she been on your skating?
She's been a really great influence on my skating. I think she's taught me a lot of the basics. She's taught me all of my dances pretty much. She's taught me the good skating skills and, you know, good work ethic, and really started me off young on those types of things. And she's actually the one who redirected me to work with Patty, who's my coach in Verdun, because she basically said that, you know, I don't know if I can give you the resources and the knowledge that you need to keep moving forward and improving. So I'm super thankful for her, and, you know, all the things that she's been able to help me with, and the fact that she's been able to, you know, pass me on to people more coaches that, you know, can really help me out.
So obviously she must have seen a lot of potential in you from an early age to recommend that you take your training elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always been a kid who just really loved to skate, and you could see that, and I think she definitely recognized that early on. Hence why she told my dad, you know, you got to get that girl in figure skates. And yeah.
So how long have you been training with Patty Holt?
Patty Hole, yep. I've been training with her since I was maybe 8 or 9, I think. We originally started going to Verdun maybe once a week or once every couple weeks, and as things progressed and I really wanted to get more competitive and I really was more committed to it, we started seeing her more often.
Verdun's like a hotbed for figure skating, is it not? There's tons of figure skaters
there
down
were.
there.
Now it's kind of dwindled down because of, you know, COVID and other factors and such. But when I first went there was tons of girls who were way better than me, and you know that I think is really important for training, because for me it was hard to improve when, you know, you might be the top dog there, and who are you looking up to? And especially as a kid, I feel like having people to look up to and people you want to be like and things you want to work hard to improve so you can be like them is an important training tool to have. So yeah.
And that is just to show how good Patricia Patty Hole is a coach. She works with the Verdun Oil Capitals too, like for power skating.
Yep, and she went to the Olympics too with her pair team, and just great coaches.
So how much was it, and how much of an adjustment was it having to all of a sudden travel for your training?
It started off when I was younger and we kind of eased into it, but when we were in the summertime, 4 minutes away from the rink, and then we came back to Manitoba for like a couple weeks, you could really tell the difference. Like, it's exhausting having to spend like 5 hours within 2 days on the road, So I think it's oh, sorry, I'm kind of losing track of the question. But yeah, it's hard, but it's definitely something that we were committed to, and I'm really thankful for my dad, who's he calls himself my chauffeur for skating. I'm really thankful for him for being able to, make all this time and drive me out to Verdun and to Brandon and to Yorkton when it's like horrible driving conditions and this and that.
Yeah, I know Brian's been keeping us up to date on your progress over the years, especially this year when you're doing so well. So when did you start training in Hamilton?
I last year around Christmas time, because we go out to Ontario because my mom's family is there, so we go there for Christmas. Around that time I actually started, I was skating with them and at their club, and it was for a couple days, and then we came back, and then this summer is where we really kicked it up, and we said that's the place where I need to be, because it's another thing of like there's a lot of good competitive skaters there, and I wanted to be around that, and I wanted to have that like intensity of training. So we decided for the summer we went there I skated there for like around 5 weeks. And then it wasn't actually decided that I was going to be skating in Hamilton for like this fall to kind of middle of winter, my first semester of school, until like the end of summer, because for me, I realized that I had been progressing so much, and I really felt like I was making improvements, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to keep that same rate of improvement up as we were coming back to Dauphin and having to drive everywhere. So we just made the decision, and I'm thankful that we did, because it's turned out really well so far, to move out there for a bit for my first semester of like classes, and to really work hard and train with the coaches in Hamilton.
Okay, so have you seen an improvement in your skating since you started training in Hamilton?
For sure. I think I've seen it, and I think it's also really shown up in the results that I've had over like the summer to now, because from the past competitions, like we've just kept on building, kept on making those, whether they be small steps or big steps, we've just kept on making those improvements. So I definitely think there's been an improvement in my skating.
I know your dad posted a picture on Facebook not long ago. You hit your first triple jump.
Triple flip, yeah.
We don't have no idea.
That's okay.
So how did that feel?
It's pretty great, because it's been a jump that I was working on for quite a while throughout the summer and stuff, and the feeling of landing a new jump is always a really good feeling, because it's satisfying, because it's something that you've been really working towards and you've been really wanting to get. So now I just need to.
Now you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a matter of
confidence builder too, in that
sure.
sense.
And it's just a matter of incorporating that into your dances.
Yeah. I definitely need to gain more consistency on it, though, because right now it's not to a point where I can include it into my programs, like you said. For now, I'm continuing to work on it, and hopefully we can get there
It's coming
soon. Yeah.
So a couple weeks ago, I guess you won provincials. So how did that feel?
It was pretty great. It was a great feeling to be able to put some pretty good skates out onto the ice at home. like in Manitoba. So, it's always a good feeling knowing that the hard work that I've put into my training is kind of paid off.
Now, of course, this past weekend you qualified for the Skate Canada Nationals in Oshawa. What was your reaction when you realized that you were qualified for nationals?
Since my long program skate wasn't as good as I had hoped it would have been, we were kind of like on the fence of like, whether I'd qualify or not. So it was definitely seeing that, like, I think I was in 4th place once I had done my skating. After that, we knew there were 6 skaters after me, so it was definitely a sense of relief there that, okay, we made it, you know? But yeah, I'm super happy. That's been my goal for this whole season. That's what helps me push through, like, the hard training moments, and yeah.
So what do you think has been the key to your success this season?
I don't think there's been like any one element. Like, I think for figure skating there's like a ton of different factors that go into being successful. I think my physical fitness has really improved because one of my coaches in Hamilton, Bryce Davison, he does some pretty intense workouts, that's for sure. And I think that's really helped me with my programs, and then just learning different, like, just learning a different technique and building on my technique that I already have for my jumps has really improved. That's also something that I worked on with my coaches in Hamilton. Mm-hmm. And the last thing that I can that's the big standout for me is like the mental toughness and, you know, the mental, the mental strength of having to get through a program and, you know, focus in on the elements and make sure that I'm taking care of everything that I know I can do.
Okay. So, Nationals coming up January 9th to 15th, I want to say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I compete on the 10th and 11th. I could be wrong, though.
Okay.
The summer round.
Okay. So, what are your goals heading in?
My goals heading in so far are I'd like to maybe train to get my triple into my short program. And I just want to go out there and have the best skates that I can, do what I know I can do, and do what I know I've been doing in training. So.
All right.
Personal bests.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my question. This is going to sound so stupid. People are watching this and they're just going to be like, "You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about." Okay, so you know when you're figure skating, and you do I don't know what it's called. You're going to tell me what it's called.
Okay.
When you're spinning, you put your arms up and then you spin faster as you put your. I think you put your arms tighter to your body, and that's when you spin faster, right? Is there a specific name for that or no?
So just to be more specific, do you mean as in like when I'm doing the jumps or when I'm
No,
just
when
doing
you're
the spins?
stationary.
Oh, when
It's
I'm
like a
just
stationary spin. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it's called, but I
Yeah.
see it all the time.
So I think what you're talking about is maybe like when we pull in, we
Yes.
get to increase our spin
When you pull in,
speed,
you're
right?
like this, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay, so the question is, how do you not get sick when you do that? Because I'm like 35 years old and I could spin around once on this chair and want to throw up. So do you do that? And then, like, how do you regain control of, like, because we all know what it's like to be dizzy, right? Like, do you
for
get
sure.
dizzy from that?
No, not really. I
You've
think
done it
it's
so many times that it's just-
a repetition
okay.
thing for sure. Even when we're younger, like you're spinning a lot slower, obviously, because you don't know what to do yet. But it's something that you do so often and like so much that you kind of just get used to it. I guess.
Okay.
And yeah,
That's
I mean,
impressive.
I don't know. Not to worry about it. I feel like sometimes when I spin on those chairs, I get dizzy. Somehow it's weird. It works how it works like that. But yeah.
That was that's my question.
You're
That's
just spinning so fast you don't notice it. I guess.
I just wondered how you could come out of that and just continue on without falling over, you know. But like you said, if you've done it so many times, then it makes total sense. So there's my mind-blowing question for you, Doug.
All right. Can you speak about the support you've gotten from your family and friends here in Dauphin?
Oh yeah, there's been great support. My dad, you know, he loves Facebook. He's always on it.
Who doesn't?
He's posting updates for my skating and stuff, and you know, I read through all the comments with him, or he reads them to me, and you know, I'm really thankful for it. It's nice to have, you know, people believe in you. Like it's a good feeling for sure. And for this past competition in Winnipeg, there was a lot of family members that came out to watch me, and and a lot of friends, a lot of people I know from skating, and from a lot of people my parents know. You know, it's I'm really thankful for it, and I think it's nice that they have an interest in, you know, what I love to do and like what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay. Gotta ask this question. Hope to make it to the Olympics someday?
I mean, that's the dream for sure, but I think that I have a lot of goals that I need to kind of get before that point, because, you know, people don't realize, because I guess the Olympics is the competition that's like put on a pedestal to everybody, but it is really difficult. Like, obviously people know that it's difficult, but I think they don't understand, some people, how difficult it actually is to get to that level of competition. Like, it's pretty crazy. So like I said, that would definitely be a dream, but baby steps for now. Yeah,
All right, perfect. Well, I've got nothing else. So Breken, thank you very much for coming in. We really appreciate it, and good luck at Nationals.
Thank you.
All right, well,
Thank you.
that was our discussion with Breken Brezden. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be right back.
Doug the jitterbug, just a silly lug. Young and wild with lots of style is Doug the jitterbug. Just a crazy
The Dauphin Consumers Co-op Agro Center is now centrally located at 321 First Avenue Northeast in Dauphin. Talk to Guy, Andy, and their friendly staff for your spring requirements in farm fuel, agricultural chemicals, hardware supplies, Westco fertilizers, and equipment. They also offer full service in anhydrous ammonia and provide prescription blending services to meet your soil requirements. Increase your farming efficiency with the help of the Dauphin Consumers Co-op Agro Center in Dauphin.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my...
And welcome back to View from the Couch podcast. I forget what we're doing.
Yeah.
Getting old, man. Hope you enjoyed that interview with Breken Brezden. It was interesting. Wish her all the best at Nationals, and hopefully she can hit the podium or come close to it at least.
And maybe we'll do, like Donna Drysdale commented on one of our early posts. She said that she was hoping that we could do some commentary, like get the short program video and then get her to do commentary on it. But we just don't have enough time to do that. But maybe after Nationals we could bring her back and do something like that. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But no, it was a really cool interview, and looking forward to seeing her do well at Nationals in January. So, again, the poll question today, Doug. Who are you bandwagoning at the World Cup now that Canada is out? For me, I'm going with Morocco because it's the Cinderella. They're the Cinderella team of the tournament, we'll say now. And you said you wouldn't mind seeing England. Yep. So, and I'm okay with that too. I'd be okay with England.
And I imagine organizers, especially stadium staff, are disappointed that Japan got knocked out. Because I guess it's part of their tradition. Japanese fans, after a game, will clean up the stadium. Yeah. They do that, I guess, wherever they go. The Japanese team leaves their dressing room cleaner than when they walked in. So
yeah, Japan's always been like a classy country like that, you know. So that's it was
part of their culture.
So. It was a cool story to watch throughout the tournament. Okay, you got 3 fun facts this week, Doug.
Okay,
fire away.
During a 1957 Phillies game, Richie Ashburn hit a fan with a foul ball, breaking her nose. When play resumed, he hit her again with another foul ball as she was being taken out on a stretcher.
That's pretty bad luck.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. And I actually checked this out, and yes, this is 100% true. Fun fact: last time the Leafs won the Stanley Cup, there were no McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Really?
The Leafs won in April '67, I believe, and the first McDonald's opened up, I think September or October, a few months later that year in BC.
That's pretty good fun fact.
So there you go.
That's pretty good, yeah. That's pretty good.
And Joe Niekro, veteran pitcher, knuckleballer, Came to the plate 1,165 times in his 22-year career. He hit exactly one home run in a game. His Astros won 4-3 against the Braves on May 29th, 1976. The home run came off his brother, Hall of Famer Phil Niekro.
That was pretty funny, too. You had some good fun facts today, Doug.
Yep.
That was impressive. I know you got more, and I know you're tempted to say more. Do you want to do those were all quick, so you can do one more if you want.
Ariel Lemieux is the only player to score a goal 5 different ways in one game. Even strength, power play, shorthanded, penalty shot, empty net. December 31st, 1988.
That would be so hard to do. So hard. The penalty shot would be the hardest to get.
Yeah.
That would be that'll never happen. I can't see that ever happening again.
No.
Like, and if it does, it's going to be,
a miracle.
Yeah, for sure.
Basically, so.
All right, Doug. I'm going to call this the second. It's the new second favorite segment of the week. Now, it's your favorite segment, but people's second favorite segment. Your lock of the week.
I have a favorite segment.
Yeah, this is it.
It's news to me.
But I think everyone's new favorite segment we'll get to in a second. But the lock of the week this week: the Kings play the Swan Valley Stampeders on Tractor Lotto night. They're either going to snap their losing streak or start a new winning streak. So we're going to call the Kings to win on Sunday on Tractor Lotto night. And I will go out and predict someone locally will win either the $100,000 or the 50-50 for the Tractor Lotto. So one of the two.
So the
or
Kings
both.
are either going to snap their losing streak or start a new winning streak. Isn't that like the same thing?
Exactly. Not exactly.
Well, you're forgetting they play the Freeze on Friday night,
Exactly.
so they will have picked up a win already.
Okay, well,
before then.
So you're predicting that's your lock of the week is the Kings will beat the Freeze tomorrow night, Friday in Winnipeg. Is that the makeup game?
No.
Okay, it's not.
As far as I know, the game has not been rescheduled yet.
I don't really like that play by the MJHL. Like they called it because of the Grey Cup. I don't like. Well, how about you look ahead in the summer and just not schedule it on that day instead of saying, "Oh, the Grey Cup's tonight. Let's not play."
Yeah.
Like play the game, or that's embarrassing.
The U18 had 2 or 3 games scheduled,
and they played them.
Yeah,
like Bush League, and it was in Winnipeg. It's not like it was in Dauphin. Like you would have had 13 fans in the stands anyways. So what does it matter? Stupid play by the MJHL. Okay, now I've had a lot of talk from people around the community. They're starting to like this segment. What's Doug got going on this weekend in Dauphin? So what do you got going on?
Actually, it's a relatively light weekend for me. Just got the Clippers game against Verdun on Saturday night, 7:30 start, and then the Tractor Lotto game, Dauphin and Swan Valley, 4:00, Credit Union Place on Sunday.
Yeah, because the Rangers are out of town. They're in Beausejour for 2 games.
Yep.
So, yeah, it is a quiet weekend. It's probably going to quiet down here quite a bit over the next couple weeks with Christmas on the horizon. Yeah, and we're all going to get a break, and we'll talk about our break in a few shows down the road. But
alrighty.
Anything else you want to? I still am dumbfounded by that McDonald's Toronto Maple Leafs fun fact.
Yeah, the first time I read it, I had to check it. I Googled it, and sure enough, it's true.
There you go.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we'll see you next week.